some of these women, they're so stupid.
Welcome to the
without me, Prime.
Time to goon.
fuck. That's a shit video. To the hashtag #1 non-chilling gaming podcast. You pieces of shit. I wish you'd stop playing the shit video.
Sounds like someone's breaking in. Okay.
No one's breaking in.
Hello, everybody. How the fuck we doing? Good to see you. Oh, what the fuck?
Cringe started it.
What? I'm literally doing nothing.
I can't even get through a hello anymore without you doing something fucking strange. But anyway,
You two were dancing like bags, and you put it on me. Just saying.
hello, everybody. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. We are back with more Gronkin. Oh, yes. And it was a wild weekend indeed. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Let us know, what did you play over the weekend, if anything? But as always, a huge thank you to everybody for being here and everybody who comes to watch on the replay. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And a massive thank you to the channel members. You guys are phenomenal. Like, seriously, I know I say it every time, but I mean it. Thank you so very much. But before anything else, bitch, slap the thumbs up button to get it as blue as Cortana's titties that I want lodged into my fucking face so I can start making some weird boss Nas action, like but that type of shit. Anyway, Extra, how you been?
Man, I'm doing good. It was a fun weekend, man. It was the fight. The fight with the Paul Tyson fight. We watched it over on Cream's server. You know, that was disappointing, but the memes we made along the way were worth it. So
I think you just explained life. Life is the memes you make along the way.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Friends we make on the journey, not the destination. Oh, that's so gay.
Sure it is, but at the same time, you know, we had a good time leading into that fight.
Yeah, I will agree.
You made
all the
me
fucking
Ray Dudley.
The commentary,
yeah, I made
everyone's commentary was just fucking hilarious, man. The memes.
And then I beat Silent Hill 2 Remake, which cemented itself as one of my games of the year. And I just want to say, if you're an actual Silent Hill fan, and I know a lot of people in the discourse around this game have never even picked up a Silent Hill game, period, in their life ever, I urge you to give the game a chance. It is one of the best survival horror games I've ever played. It is the best remake of a horror game I've ever played. And it is more than a remake. It expands it. The original game is about 9 hours long. It took me 17 and a half hours to beat this game. I talked to Cowman about it, and it took him about the same amount of time. I know. But it seems like
is it a 10 out of 10 Cowman?
It's a 10 out of 10 Cowman game. It's a 9 out of 10 game for me. Maybe 9.5.
See, 10 out of 10 games are always either really good or fucking terrible. There's no like mid games that get thrown in there.
Yeah, we all mocked him when he said the Resident Evil 4 remake looked like it'll be a 9 out of 10, and we all ripped him to shreds. And then like a week later, everyone I spoke to was like, yeah, even people that were super fucking skeptical going into it, figured they were going to fuck shit up. Everyone was like, nah, it's pretty good.
this is in that realm, like with the Resident Evil 4 remake is the best of the Resident Evil remakes, and this game does not compromise the puzzles at all. It adds puzzles. The puzzles are all very cerebral. It's not like when Capcom does puzzles in Resident Evil now, it's like they're done for the lowest common denominator. This game, the puzzles are done for the Silent Hill fan base, not the hardcore, but if you've played a Silent Hill game, the puzzles are very cryptic. They make you use your brain. The game actually does have difficulty levels for the puzzles and for the combat, which I thought was interesting. So if you're like one of those people that's like, I hate puzzles, you can move it down to light, but I recommend playing the game on standard.
You hear that, Moz?
Yeah, lowest common denominator.
You can move the puzzles to square peg round hole.
Normally,
I'm
I
here.
let everybody.
Red Dead Redemption.
Is that right? I normally let everyone else talk first, but I'm hopping in. Over the weekend, we witnessed the return of big bad in your dad's booty blabs come to Warzone, and
No, it's a glitch. It was just a glitch from the game.
Who has which one of you hasn't changed the battery in your fire alarms?
One of the black.
Oh my god. Yeah, Cuz real racist again.
it
It's
was
great.
very racist. It was very racist.
To be fair,
and I think we actually won that game. Yeah, I know. When you're playing with blabs, everything's fucking racist.
Yeah, we did win that game. We beat that team at the end.
I was gonna say, to be fair, not wrong.
But it was the return of big bad blabs. What about you, Cremo?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I went to bed at like 8 o'clock last night. I felt like an old man, but in a good way. You know, it was like a really satisfying going to sleep early type of thing. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. And then I woke up today and I didn't have any pain, which is the downside to being old. So
Listen,
I'm really living the best of both worlds right now.
Cream,
And
I'll be
it's coming
40.
for you.
I'll be 40 in 3 months. I went to bed at 1 a.m. the last 2 nights, and I feel none of those things.
Hey, you know what? What you said in 3 months, I will still not be 40. So have fun with that, fucking geezer. Let's go.
Have fun walking upstairs, old bitch.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of old people, the oldest one on the panel is actually Mozza. He's like Hans Moleman. His age is very inconsistent throughout the series.
We don't know.
What's up, boss? How you doing?
Treyarch fucked up.
What? Oh, yes.
Treyarch.
Yes. But what else have we got on? We're going to talk about Treyarch's big fuck up.
Well, listen, my brain is fried.
What's up?
Do that.
Too much fucking zombies.
Too much fucking zombies.
Stop fucking the zombies then.
We've been camo grinding like a motherfucker because Treyarch's fuck up. But yeah, no, I've been doing actually pretty good. We played Warzone. That was racist as fuck, so it was great.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Blabs is in the chat, but I'm going to take this moment to specifically target and call out Blabs. Blabs was getting uppity on both me and Moz for saying mean things while playing Warzone. Not to her, but just in general.
Yeah.
And later, she'll turn around and say some of the most utter, vile, disgusting things I heard over the whole fucking weekend.
Cooking muffins.
We're not going to talk about any of this stuff. But anyway, there we go. Mozza B, wham! For $5. We gooning.
Mozza B, whap.
Ask Mike after I robbed him of his balance last night. Brrr. Thank you very much, Mozza B. Wab. D-Day's here. Missionary Impossible is here. Luke Stone is here. Puttering Craig. Give me $30.
You give me 1,000, I'll say that word.
Give me 1,000 and I'll say it. Give me $30 and then just take the N-word back. You know what? I think we got to give it to Moz. Moz needs to be in charge of all racial and social issues are just now Moz's ballpark. He's in charge of all of that shit now.
I'll fix it.
He'll fix it. Thank you, Puttering Craig. But then
I'll
have
end
Harry
racism.
Potter.
Quick.
Moz is going to end racism.
Oh my.
It's for you, Moz, from Harry Potter. Thank you, Harry Potter. Moz, it's for you.
Yeah, 1 sec. Moz! Who has more capability? Clappable cheeks, Tyson or Epic?
They're both mics.
Well, you know, when I was doing Camo Ground, I had on my monitor right here the Netflix Mike Tyson fight. And when I turned to my when I looked to my left, I did not expect to see Mike Tyson's ass.
Especially not after his son interviewed him. Like immediately.
Like no, but the camera the camera went right towards it too. They could have like went slightly up, and no, they fucking went down, zoomed in on it, and everything.
Netflix even retweeted it.
Yeah, they like zoomed in.
This is why we can't hire game as camera operators anymore.
They look at Mike Tyson's ass. Dude, the most weirdest tweet I seen about it is I'm pretty sure it was the Ackman or Wildcat from Vanos. I forget which one, but they retweeted it going, even Mike Tyson's ass is scary. I'm like, what the fuck?
The whole thing was fucking wild, dude. Like, it was fucking wild.
Well, Netflix crashed. Well, the whole time it was just crashing. It was
buffering the whole time.
It was nuts, man. It was nuts. I genuinely feel like I kind of feel for the people who paid for that, man. Like specifically.
Luckily it was just included in the normal Netflix subscription. Imagine if they charged a fee on top of it. That would have been bad.
Butcher Blavikin's here. Extra Dubbers here. Happy 20th birthday to Half-Life 2 and 200th birthday to Moz. P-Dubs here. Roderick, yes, we are late. We are late. It is not a good start. John is here. Last Toxic Mail. How about you give me $30 first, then I'll tell you. You know, it's for you, Moz, actually.
How about you give me $30 first, ... Then I'll tell you to gain height, have sex, take a shower, hit the weights, and finally get a clue. Well, first of all, if you want me to say the N-word, $1,000.
That's okay. I don't know where that came from, but rock on, Moz.
I'm going to start a cam girl business.
I'm going to start a cam girl business.
Moz is my first model.
Lover boy methods. All right, we are fucking so far behind already, man. All right, let's catch up. Fuck me, where am I at? It's fucking StreamYards. Redneck Gooner is here. Ronaldo is here. Good to see you. Jody is here. Dino Direwolf is here. Anonymity is here. Last Toxic Mother Tour. Woo-hoo! I hope Blabs is here for this one. Can you, Moz, can you name all 7 Weasley children in order?
Bunch of ginger fucks. There you go.
There you go. Actually correct. Thank you very much. Last Toxic Wow. Mr. T is here. Blabs is obviously here. We have Redneck Gooner Moz with the 5. And what is that picture? Oi, cunts. Craig did it. He actually thinks his award show is under attack. We gooning.
I need proof of that before I go off on him, to be fair. I need to see evidence of this.
That sounds believable, but really?
Believable, yeah, but I don't know, man. I want to see the evidence first.
Stop sniffing your fingers, Moz. Let me have the last Toxic
Mouth. Sniff your fingers more, man.
Oi, Moz, name all the defense. What the fuck? Name all the defense against the dark arts teachers during Harry's 6th year at Hogwarts. Also, name the 3 types of balls used in Quidditch. This is just turned into a fucking trivia. Everyone, get your movie trivia for Moz.
I know one of them's Albert Einstein.
How about you lick my balls instead?
So you don't know?
Lick my balls.
You don't? Okay, he doesn't know. All right. Oh my god, Gronkin Bone Productions. We're all elite. But the boom for real. Fuck off, you diabetic fucking. Fuck you and your diabetic family.
You know, I think he could outrun you, dude. I think if you guys had like a running race, I think he would win. I
think he'd have a heart attack and his fucking intestines would explode.
I think he's actually a secret athlete, eh?
We gooning, fam. For real. Thank you, Goonies, for the $2. We Goonies. That is definitely a gooning picture right there. Last Toxic Man with the 5. I'm Mars. Name the 6 subjects every Hogwarts student is required to study during their first 2 years of school. Also, who was Harry Potter's godfather? I actually know both these ones.
Hey, I watched Godfather the other
Yeah,
day.
it's
the
Marlon
first one.
Brando.
Yeah, hey. It told
What'd you
Harry
think
Potter
of-
to break
Wait, hold
knees.
up. What did you think of Godfather, Moz? I want to know this. I'm intrigued now.
Part 3 is the best because they get to SeaWorld.
Hey.
And incest.
He just wanted some
Yeah.
respect.
Can you answer it, Moz?
Answer what?
There you go. Thank you, Last Toxic. Oh, geez. Have I missed anybody? Sandro is here. Good to see you. Saying mean things makes you a better player. Well, I think it's true because we actually won that game. So maybe Blabs has cracked the code. Lord Bover is here. We've been promoting the shit out of Moz on other streams, and he still can't get this cunt to 500. Well, anyway, happy birthday, Moz. Moz, how close are you to 500, by the way?
48.
48. Oh, come on. We got to push this homosexual across the line. Don't do it to support Moz. Do it because you're thinking of pushing a homo. Think of it as pushing a homo. There you go. First you push that bitch, and now we got to push that homo.
Think of it more of I will meet the biggest streamers soon, and I will call them faggots. The bigger I get, the closer I get to other streamers, then I get to call them faggots.
So you're going all the way to Mr. Beast?
I'm going to Mr. Beast. I'm going to Mr. Ruffle Waffles. I'm going
Yeah,
to everyone.
that's what this is all about, isn't it? It's about Mr.
Yeah.
Ruffle. I shit you not. This fucking cocksucker, this fucking cunt, this cunt, every fucking day will talk to me. He'll go, oh, you know what I hate about Mr. Ruffle Waffles? I'm like, oh, what now? It just doesn't fucking end with him.
Dude, we just realized this, Lethal. We're all just a stepping stone for Moz to have sex with Mr. Ruffle Waffles.
Faggot.
He will throw us under a fucking train just for a sniff of his pussy.
To be fair, man, all the shit I've talked about Nadia, I'm actually starting to like her because of how much I've hated on her. Oi, Mars! How many kids do Harry and Ginny have? Also, you do the abbreviations of the 2 main wizarding exams. OWLs and NEWTs stand for.
All right, first one, too many. Second one, fuck knows.
Okay, rock on. Thank you very much, Last
Wait,
Toxic
they just
Smell.
made abbreviations without anything for them.
Yes,
to
that's
stand
exactly
for?
what
They're
he
like,
did.
Fuck it, we'll just call it this. It sounds all right.
Tris is here. Hello, Tris. Have I missed anything? Ronaldo El Ramirez, thank you very much, and a good morning to you. Fiverr. Moz, what are the titles of all the Fast and Furious movies?
I actually think I know this.
I know it for sure.
I'll fucking strangle you. Now, first one, Fast and Furious. Second one, Too Fast, Too Furious. Third one.
You already messed up with the first
Yeah.
one. You want to know what it is, Mo? The first one is The Fast and the Furious. All right, Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift, then Fast and Furious, then Fast 5, and then it continues to be gayness.
3 is Tokyo Drift.
Yeah,
No, that's 4.
That's 3.
Yeah, no, we're not dealing with this. No.
That's 4.
And then last Toxic Mail with the Fiverr. Thank you very much. Oi, Moz, did you know you can pick up women if you trip and fall down some stairs? Just ask the 23rd Prime Minister of Canada. Cream knows him real good.
Cream fell up the stairs.
Look what you've done, Toxic Mail. You got Moz, not Toxic Mail. Ronaldo's got Moz's brain thinking on. That's not the fucking third movie.
I think the only person who could pick up women by falling down the stairs is Chevy Chase.
You guys missed Hobson
He made a career off of it, and so did
Hobson
Lethal.
Shaw.
But
you guys missed Hobson Shaw.
You cut us off before we could get there.
Yeah.
Nah, you could have continued.
All right, boss.
And then Gronk and Boom Productions with the Fiverr. Thank you very much. Which would you rather get? Another Cringe Games Awards show or a double chunk chocolate cookie? Oh, I mean, cookies are nice. I'll have the cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want the nice cookie?
You want the double chonk chocolate cookie because you bring the boom, right?
Moz, can you please read this? And then we got to get started. We're fucking 20 minutes in and we haven't started.
What am I looking at? Unit is the right of all sentient beans. Censored beans.
Censored beans. Goonin is the right of all censored beans.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. All right. We're going to start off with a little game that came out that was called Half-Life. Not Half-Life, sorry. We're going to get to Half-Life. We're going to talk about Payday. Payday 3. This game actually got its third game. But it was not good, to say the least, for a multitude of reasons. It had all the hype in the world. It had everything going for it. It was all shaping up to be absolutely amazing, and then just crashed and burned at the fucking when it was good to go, right? So Starbreeze, they've come out and addressed this multiple times and said some wild statements, and we know that they have moved on because they're working on that D&D game at the moment. But we're coming into the second year of content for this game, right? And let's see how they're addressing this. Starbreeze to invest, quote, significantly less in Payday's free second year of content, because if you want to show the general public and your remaining player base that you can redeem yourself, that you have potential high quality content, the trick is to come out and say, oh, we're putting significantly less into the game. That will fill them with confidence.
Well, the thing is, a month after this originally came out, they came out and said they were working on another game straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the D&D one.
Yeah, we kind of knew that they didn't give a fuck, especially after, they came out with Payday 2 shirts and hats on for the Payday 3 update.
I'll never forget that. Me and Moz were like, hey, they're going to do the State of Payday 3 stream in like 10 minutes. Do you want to watch? We're like, yeah, we'll watch. And then the second it turns on, everyone in the chat and Moz is like, why are they wearing Payday 2 hats?
Yeah, they came out. That's when you know it was bad. And they were ignoring the chat when they were talking about fixing the game. They ignored so much. It was awful.
So in a recent financial update, Starbreeze's leadership team revealed that it will shrink the team working on Payday 3 going forward into the second year of content and invest significantly less overall. However, the company has assured players and shareholders that this won't impact the value delivered to the gamers worldwide. Well, Starbreeze has revealed in its recent report that Payday 2 sales and contributions are still a whopping 50% of value of Payday 3's contributions. Cream, that's bad. Really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, that's not good.
There's a representative example of the staying power of the second game, while the third game has struggled with player retention. In a recent statement, the interim CEO of Starbreeze said that the company is leveraging the strengths of its franchises to continue succeeding going into 2025. So this is what he said here. This time last year, we had just launched Payday 3, a milestone for us as a studio and a commercial success, but also a launch marred by a series of technical issues. Since then, we have worked tirelessly to improve the game and expand the amount of content and its features. By the end of the quarter, we had launched 4 major DLCs, as well as a large amount of updates to both functionality and content for all our players. At the end of October, one of our biggest updates since launch was launched with a brand new user interface, server browser, VoIP, and much more. Ahead of year 2, we are confident in being able to continue delivering the amounts of value to our players with a significantly lower level of investment. That sounds like cap to me, Cream. What do you think?
Okay. Well, first off, let's start with the numbers. Okay, this would be like if Fallout 4 had just launched and Skyrim was selling half the copies that it was during that time period, right? Obviously, Skyrim has sold more copies than Fallout 4. It's been out for longer. It's a more popular game. We get that. But when Payday 3 is just coming out and then take the number of copies they're selling, half it, and then put your old game on it, that's not good. That's really not good. It shows you that there's no confidence in that game. It also shows you that gameplay style does work, though. And we know it works because we've had 2 games in the series. Payday 2 is one of the most beloved games of the 2010s. I think that's fair to say. Like, it's a beloved game. So, obviously, it shows you they did something wrong with Payday 3. Now, of course, there was the whole thing where people couldn't play the game. That's a big factor. But even if they could play the game, they weren't going to stick around. This is my argument with Payday 3. It is the most shallow fucking game, or one of the most shallow games I've ever played. When you're playing it, the gameplay, it feels really good. And I think all 4 of us have at least tried Payday 3, right? I played it through Game Pass when it came out. It felt really good. The problem was there was like 5 or 6 heists, and that's it.
Well, not only that,
what's the replayability on that, especially at
that-
launch where everyone's going to be playing it the most?
It made one of the biggest mistakes you can make with a multiplayer game, and that's the mistake that Halo Infinite made, where it's the lobby system. When you go into the lobby system, you can't stick with the players that you meet. Like, I don't know why that's such a trend in games when literally 20 years ago and beyond, you would play with a group of people and you'd keep playing games, and that's how you would make friends. And why are developers choosing to do this with lobbies where you have to bomb out of the lobby to go back, and you're constantly stuck playing with randoms game after game after game?
Well,
Like-
for FPS games, the answer is skill-based matchmaking.
But I don't even think was that part of what Payday 3 was doing though.
No, it wasn't. But
Yeah.
the bigger mistake that Payday 3 had in regards to copying Halo Infinite was they copied Halo Infinite's launch progression system.
Correct.
Which is all
Yeah.
based around challenges, which is fucking
Dumb.
awful.
Yeah. And it gets people to play the game in ways like you'll get people like they're nerfing themselves because they're using a specific
Yep.
weapon. That's one of the dumbest things you can do in an FPS ever.
You used to see it a lot in the early days of Infinite, where people just wouldn't pick up like a sniper rifle or an energy sword that's right next to them. You go, oh, they must be trying to do their fucking pistol challenge to level up. You go,
Yeah.
shit. So now I'm going to be at a disadvantage and lose.
Yeah.
Remember, Halo Infinite had to change that pretty quickly after launch.
Pretty quickly, yeah, they did. They addressed it pretty much straight away, and I think it took them like a season or two to implement. But they straight away they were like, "Oh, this is a bad idea," and these guys go and copy it.
Yeah.
Yep. They look at that mistake and then go, "Yep." Yeah, it's funny. Halo Infinite actually had one of the better ones. So why didn't they copy that one? The one where you don't lose it ever.
Oh,
You
that's the
just
battle
have it-
pass. Yeah, the battle pass.
Yeah, the battle
Halo
pass.
Infinite has probably the best battle pass system where it's forever.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's go ahead and have a look at this. Payday 3 currently has 1,200 people playing. So pretty much that's a very stable 24 hours. This is as good as it gets.
If you look at it, it's a pretty stable, I don't know, fucking year. Almost. Like, it's been a long time of that game being at a 1,200. Like, the game is that's where it's gonna stay. What is, I know you have Payday 2 up there, but how much higher is Payday 2?
A lot.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you look at Payday 2, yeah, there's more fluctuation, but it's more stable than stable than fucking
Payday 2 is an
3.
evergreen title though. It's like Left 4 Dead 2 at this point.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, they actually did what Borderlands did. Borderlands 2 did. They added a DLC to Payday 2 a little bit before Payday 3, just to get everyone hyped. And everyone fucking liked it and went back and was like, "Holy fuck! I can't wait to see what they did with Payday 3." Right? And yeah,
Yeah.
And now they're like, I wish I could have waited.
Yeah. I wish I could have waited. Redneck Gooner Moz. It's for you, Moz, with the 5. Thank you very much, Redneck Gooner Moz. By the way, chat, thank you all for being here. But can we get some rap boys for Moz? Go on, Moz.
Brat boys. Oi, Moz, for a $5 dues, by the way. Oi, Moz, if you get to $500, 500 subs, fuck, we should celebrate by having Pokey do a shout out for you. Or would you prefer Mr. T Lexifier?
Yeah,
I-
Moz,
I
would you prefer
agree.
Mr. T Lexify?
I prefer dumb bitches than pedophiles. So let's get Pokey.
That's a bold statement. I don't know. The
I'm the
community might be
Ackman.
divided on that one. Oh,
Hey,
Sounds like Tram's the opposite there. Oh, God.
Ooh.
now,
Damn.
just to get it out of the way so we can move on. I don't know about you, chat, but I've noticed a trend that whenever we have to talk about Payday 3, Cream somehow finds a way to make everything the Act Man's fault. And I can see it in your eyes, Cream. Get your Act Man rant out.
I don't even know if I have one, to be honest.
Go on.
It's just, he's so useless. He's an empty void of fucking commentary, all right? He chooses the most milquetoast ideas, like, oh, guess what? Pedophilia is bad. Well, thanks, Act Man, for telling me that fucking kids is bad. I would, none of us would ever have known if you didn't say anything. Yeah, of course we know it's fucking bad. We know that COD Modern Warfare 2 OG, not the new one, is a really good game. You don't have to fucking sell me on it. But then when it gets to a point where he has to have a new take, it's always something fucking weird and retarded. And then on top of that, he just gets paid for ads, like with Payday 3, which I have still yet to have anyone tell me that he's updated his stance on Payday 3 from the launch, which even if we don't include the servers, which were not down, I can't blame him for that. His review was up the day the thing came out, so he obviously did it beforehand. He would have known that the game was super fucking shallow. And that's my problem.
So you don't like the
Man.
X-Men? You know what you do like, Lo? Half-Life 2.
Actually, I've never played it. I like Gary's mod, bro. Gary's mod's
We're
cool.
waiting for the remaster too. We're waiting for Black.
Yeah, we're waiting for Gary's mod too.
Yeah, but they kind of did that with the ray tracing mod. They actually remastered the game.
That. No,
No,
we're
I
waiting
want
for
Gary.
the real.
I want Gary too. I want Gary Jr.
We're waiting for the real remaster.
Yeah.
Well, you're in for a treat.
Waiting for the real Game Awards.
We'll get to that. Half-Life
Yeah,
2 Half-Life 2 hits an all-time high during its 20th anniversary celebrations. This is fucking wild, this. So Half-Life 2 secured a new player count record on Steam, with more users flocking to the game than ever before or since records began, which should be emphasized there. At least on November 17th, the iconic Valve-backed game hit just over 64,000 concurrent players, 4 times as many players as the all-time previous high. It also helps that Valve published the game onto Steam for 100% discount. The game was also updated with new features and added content, which further stoked the engine, no pun intended. So then, we got the big boost of Half-Life 2 for the 20th anniversary. But do you know what else there was? A Half-Life 3 documentary type. Well, it was a Half-Life 2.
Episode 3.
It was a weird documentary thing, okay, that they put out for it. And they showed Half-Life 3 in it, man. Now, this does not mean that it is confirmed that it is 100%
No, it's confirmed
now.
Look at that. That looks finished.
Conspiracy theorist time. The promotional material, I don't know if you caught this, Lethal. Those are brand new renders of Gordon and Alex that have never been used before. They're higher fidelity renders.
So we're getting ready for Half-Life 3.
Yeah,
we're getting cock teased for Half-Life 3.
No, it's coming out.
It could just be for the 20th anniversary. It could just be for the 20th anniversary. But they did show shit for Half-Life 3 that no one's ever seen before. Ever.
Episode 3. Half-Life 2, Episode 3.
Oh, episode 3,
Half-Life 4.
What were you going to say, Moz?
Half-Life 5.
All right. But they also go on to talk about an interview that they did with our boy Big Game here. And he talks about doing the latest episode of the game. And he says that he didn't want to put it out because he felt like he couldn't push the story forward enough with it. What do you make of that extra?
I'm curious, like, what's meant by that. I mean, it's good to have standards. If they got that far in development and he just wasn't happy with it, it says a lot about, the series. Now, I'm probably the only person on the panel that's played Half-Life Alyx and enjoyed it. And what I like about Half-Life Alyx is that, there's a lot of people that want to mod Half-Life Alyx to play it as a first-person shooter, and I've been trying to explain to people. I actually was explaining to a friend the other night that in VR, if you're fighting less, like
I don't know if that was the VR one.
Yeah, that's the VR one, and I think a lot of people are like, I'd prefer to play that, on my computer with mouse and keyboard or controller. But the thing about it is, like, I was using Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 8 as examples. Like Resident Evil 7 in VR, you play with a controller, but Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 8, when you play those in VR, you're actually using VR controllers. And if you've already played Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 8 with controllers and then go to VR, it's a nice little bonus, a nice little extra. But if that was the only way you could play Resident Evil 4 or 8, it wouldn't work because it is too tense. Like in both of those games, like you have to eject your magazine, you have to reach on your belt, grab a new one, you have to actually cock your gun. Half-Life Alyx comes from the fact that Alex isn't in an HEV suit. She's fighting significantly less enemies, and running into a single head crab or a couple of zombies or the barnacles is far more tense like the single enemies. They basically make those enemies fresh because you're immersed in City 17, and those small scale encounters are made tense by the fact that you're, as a human being, you're just clumsy. So there's layers to that, and then being immersed in City 17 makes the storytelling all the more engaging. So for Gabe to say that he couldn't push it forward, it makes me wonder like what he wanted to do, some limitations. I think a lot of people were thinking that because there's ties to Black Mesa, the facility within the Portal universe. I think people were expecting to get the gravity gun, and I think back then, sorry, not the gravity gun, the portal gun, and being able to use that in a shooter. And I always thought that's how Half-Life Episode 3 was going to end, but I'm willing to bet that he couldn't do what he wanted to do because SSD technology wasn't there at the time. I know I've like jumped around a bit, but I think if you know how Gabe is and how he designs stuff, everything's got to be high concept and it's got to work. It can't be gimmicky. And I think that's what I wonder is, was it really the story, or he wanted to do things that weren't scripted? Because again, a lot of the fun from Half-Life 1 and 2 and Alex comes from the fact that things happen in the game world and you're immersed in it. It's not scripted stuff. So I'm wondering if he just wanted to blend gameplay and story and just couldn't make it work due to technical limitations.
So what are you saying? You're saying we're getting the game because now the technology's there? Is he pulling a George Lucas? Is he pulling a George Lucas going, I can't do the prequels because the technology doesn't exist?
I think the technology's there, and it's like, remember when Sony was trying to make the case for the SSD in the PS5, and they were significantly showcasing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart? The very first thing I thought about was, is this going to give us like what we were getting teased for Half-Life 3 big with that portal gun working in a first? Because you gotta think, if you put the portal gun in with enemies and AI, it is heavily resource heavy. And the one thing about Valve, I don't think a lot of people take into consideration, is that their games may be cutting edge, but they're designed to work on a large spec of systems. Half-Life 3 was coming out around this. I'm sorry, Half-Life 2, the original Half-Life 2 was coming out around the same time as Doom 3. And you needed a beefy system to run Doom 3. But Half-Life 2 ran on a lot of hardware. And Valve, while they push art and they push technology, they love to create things that work within the confines of most people's hardware specs.
Can we just take a moment? I agree with you, but can we just take a moment to just appreciate that this is what peak human physicality looks like?
You know what it looks like? It looks like fucking. It looks like 60-year-old Moz.
He looks like Silicon Valley Santa.
He looks good, man. He's doing well these days. Maybe he got dressed up for the documentary or something. But damn,
he does look good. He looks like.
Did you see what he looked like before?
I know, but look at his hair. It looks like it was dyed by the same guy who did Rudy Giuliani's when it was fucking leaking down his fucking face.
I don't think that's dye though. So why would he?
I fucking hope it's dye and it's not just his natural hair. That's fucked.
It's Gabe. He operates on a higher plane of existence.
He looks fucked, right?
He does
not look good.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro looks like a Santa from home. You know, we got
you
Santa
guys
at
are
home.
just shilling because you love Valve. You got to realize he looks like shit here.
Nah, he kind of looks like a healthier
Nike
version.
Glasses? Who the fuck wears glasses from Nike?
Gabe does. He kind of looks like a healthier. He kind of looks like the healthier version of the King from House of Dragon.
No, I don't know if healthy.
No, not at all.
Looks like a healthier version of him. Just some old man.
It's an old man, so they all look the same. All old men look the same, apparently, because they do not look at all the fucking same. Could not be any more different.
To accept what you're saying is fucking heresy, Moz.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck Gabe. Where's our
Fuck Gabe. Yeah, where's Half-Life
That's
4
like,
already?
you gotta go to a Half-Life presentation or like con or something like that. Just get up there and just go, man, fuck Gabe.
Dude, he's pulling a Game of Thrones. It's not finishing the final. If anything, yeah, that's what he looks like. He's just George R. R. Martin, man. Fuck.
Wait, I'm serious, Moz. If we actually like somehow save up couple $1,000, which we can't, but if we do, can we get you to go to a con and just grab the microphone and say, man, fuck Gabe?
You give me 500 subs on YouTube, I start saving. It may take 5 years, but we get there. We finally do it. And then the payoff is me going up to Gabe, staring that motherfucker in the eyes and calling him a fucking bitch. You're a bitch, Gabe.
Gabe, you punk bitch. All right.
Where's Half-Life 3, Gabe? Bitch.
Speaking of bitches,
Half-Life 3 comes out. Do you still complain and ask where it is?
No, he's gonna say Half-Life 3 will come out. He's like, I'm waiting for the remaster, baby.
What's the remaster of Half-Life 3? Goddamn!
You piece of shit, Gabe.
Moz, we've got a topic here just for you.
I've been watching this meltdown. Just.
Well, you're the perfect guy to ask there because we have a Twitch ad apocalypse. We are in the middle of a Twitch ad apocalypse at the moment.
This is worse than YouTube. This is 80%. Big streamers have worked out it is 80% that they are missing their ad revenue. Most of them, that's how bad this is. It is wild. Like, you compare this month to last month, it is an 80% drop-off for a lot of the bigger guys. Now, some of the small guys, it's only a little bit less because they're not running as much ads for the little guys, right? But for the really big guys, Kai, a lot of the FaZe members, all that type of stuff, it is an 80% drop-off. That is fucking insane. It has been wild to see because YouTube, the YouTube one was fucked because, you know, it was just a bunch of people pulling out. Like, but the thing about the YouTube one was, you'd wake up and then another one would drop out. You know what I mean? They were slowly dropping out per day. The Twitch one, it was just, we're out. Like a bunch of them, all at the same time almost, just disappeared. And I'd say that one, the Twitch one's more, I think more Twitch people have left. Because right now, the only ads you get on Twitch right now that I've seen is literally Red Bull and fucking Amazon telling you to fucking watch their shows.
Well, and Amazon doesn't count because they own the company.
They own it, so they're not making money from it.
So really, they're giving all this ad space to themselves, which isn't really valuable, or not as valuable as it seems. And then Red Bull, which I would assume now Red Bull is getting free ad space because they need to fill that area with ads. So they're giving away ads for free at this point.
And someone said about the Red Bull one is that they might be already gone. It's just they have the ads already like out there.
They already have a campaign paid for, so they have to run. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, there is a big part of me that, like, I'm going to show you this, but when I see someone say, like, last month I made 25 grand and this month I made $3,000. I'm like, from what? Streaming video games.
Yeah, you're fine.
Why are we complaining about this? Like, look,
$3,000 ain't bad, man.
For playing video games, come on, man, that's pretty good. I would be stoked with that. Listen, the fact that I can wake up in the morning, talk with you fucking retards and you homos in the chat, which I love, and I can make a little bit of money by talking about video games. Who the fuck am I to complain about that? That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So when you're complaining about when you say I only make $3,000, and we're talking USD, when I only make $3 grand a month playing video games, my response is, suck my asshole, bitch boy.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's
if you're making 25 grand a month and it's dropping to $3,000, you don't have money in savings. Yeah. There's things you can do, like when normal people have a drop off in income, you know what they do? They cut their expenses and they go through their savings if they're lucky enough to actually have money to put away in savings. I mean,
when you're making 25 grand a month playing video games and you're not saving some money, you're a fucking retard. I can understand. Look, listen, if you're making 25 grand a month, on the weekend, you want to fucking snort cocaine out of a hooker's asshole? Who am I to judge? I mean, we'd all probably do it, but you would save some money, right? But let's listen to this. Sorry, Moz. So top streamers such as Lacey, Stable Ronaldo, Irisa 129, and Kaisan and many others are seeing significant drops in ad revenue. The Stonks guy is the latest to report his ad revenue is down 95%.
Damn.
My Twitch dashboard for the first time yesterday. My advertising revenue is down 95%. Let me show you. I'm going to show you because I don't give a shit. I'm fucking transparent. Let me show you guys something. Okay? I average about $100 to $200 a day in ad revenue, right? 5 days a week. You're talking about $600-700 a week. You're talking about $2,800 a month, $3,000 a month. I make about $8,000 a month on average, and sometimes 9, right? So it's about 40% of sometimes 50% of my income. I'm averaging $15 fucking dollars in ad revenue. I'm disabling ads. I can't disable all of them. Nobody can. They automatically run. But I'm just going to stop fucking anything I have because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Can we just look at this message here? Streaming is harder than a traditional 9 to 5 confirmed.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I don't think he's actually at least based off this clip, he's not having a fucking meltdown about it. He's just saying, hey, have a look. See for yourself.
Yeah,
I can understand. Sorry, Moz, you go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go.
Okay, I was just going to say, I can understand why there's frustration about this, especially when it's something out of your own control. When it's not your fault that you are losing money, you haven't changed anything that you've done. It's because of someone fucking up. And multiple people fucking up, none of them including you. I can understand this frustration, and you should be frustrated because you're getting fucked. But you also have to understand, man, it could be a lot fucking worse. It could be all your subs are gone too. And then you got to go back to, doing a 9 to 5 job, which guess what? All of us have to do. So it can always, it can always get worse, and you should be looking at it like that. And then also, I don't know, try to find an innovative way of recouping funds, that are now lost due to advertising. Maybe try to find other ways of doing that. There are possibilities out there. You got to get creative, though.
Well, I want to show you some stuff here, okay? But let's have a look at Ludwig have a meltdown. Well, I don't know if he's melting down, but there is something else to this.
Realistic and more impressive in my mind. Jason was the biggest in the phase group for their subathon. In terms of subs, he had the most subscribers. You can see 100,000 right here. And he made $500,000 total. It's a lot of money. Now, the light pink is the amount of money he made from ads. You can see his ad density went down, all right? He didn't make as much from ads, as opposed to somebody like Lacey. That's a lot of light pink. Now, ignore this number. I know as a fact he elemented this. This is a fake number. This number is real. So he made $70,000 less than Jason while having less than half as many subs, less average viewers. How? Because his ad density was so high. He's running an ad density equivalent to TV shows, okay? And he is able to make just from that hundreds of thousands of dollars in ads. I would not be surprised if Kai made as much, if not more money from his subathon in advertising than he did from all of the hundreds of thousands of subs he has. This is all kind of gone now.
Right. So to a lot of these bigger streamers,
it's big deal.
Ads are important, okay?
Yeah.
But to the average person, just the average streamer, it doesn't really affect much. I mean,
no.
I know most people that have a Twitch channel that's roughly my size or maybe bigger don't run ads because there's just no fucking point, especially with the way Twitch is laid out. Like that other dude said, you can't turn all of them off. That's just how Twitch works.
Yeah.
But there is also this here, which I saw. The Twitch ad apocalypse was an inside job from their BlackRock agents to be able to enter back into Twitter because the scared Trump will drain their marks to swamp in 2024 and hope Elon Musk will protect them here. I'm going to say that's probably not too far from the actual truth, all things considered. But this guy here, Hassan, if I had to narrow it down to one person who's responsible for the ad apocalypse, it would be Hassan.
Yeah,
it would be Hassan.
Yep.
And that is because of all the terrorist shit.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. So
and all the
he had the Houthi rebel on.
Yep.
Right? Recognized terrorist organization by basically every Western country, right? And again, to link it back to Maz's favorite topic, Jewish people, their slogan is basically "Death to America, death to the Jews." That's what it translates to. There's a little bit different verbiage, but it's
From the
really
river to the
same
sea thing that the protesters shout but don't understand what it means.
Yeah, that's what Palestine does. And then there was Frogan.
That's why,
there's
and
the whole
that's
thing
why
Frogan.
all the advertisers are pulling out.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but there was an article that came out yesterday saying that they added the word Zionist to the hateful. Yeah.
Yes. So all of this, basically, Skirmitar was right with his prediction that he made with that meme of Dan Clancy touching the wall. Basically, Skirmitar was completely right. All hail the great Skirmitar. So ultimately, the behavior that Twitch not only enabled but encouraged has turned out to be what would bite them in the ass and hurt them all. Okay. So this Twitch ad apocalypse is a very interesting case because they do have the Amazon backing, but they've also said that ever since the beginning of Twitch, they have not made any money. Okay. Ever. It's always been in the negative. Like they spend more than what they make. So they really are carried by Amazon. But now with all these bigger streamers having a fucking freak out, you can't help but wonder, are they going to jump ship? And if they do jump ship, who's Twitch going to be left with?
Well, another thing too, and not to take this into politics, but I don't know if you saw, like with the, Bezos trying to get the Washington Post to be a bit more balanced.
Yes,
a lot of these extreme voices are extreme in one direction. And I wonder if that's a cascading effect throughout all of Amazon, where they're going to want things to be a bit more balanced and nuanced. That old Michael Jordan expression, hey, Republicans buy shoes too. You want to create platforms, not just in gaming, not just in news, not just in shopping. I wonder also if you're going to start seeing stuff like, the Boys has gotten very political. And I wonder if they're going to just say, look,
no, they made a statement. They're not.
I know that they've made that statement, but I wonder if the higher ups are going to force their hand.
I mean, to be fair, Twitch also made a statement of, hey, we don't see any problem. We don't hate stuff, but we don't see any of this that's happened is hateful. And then this happens. I think we could see, at worst case scenario for Twitch, Amazon just says,
for sale.
We got what we wanted out of it, which, remember, the only reason Amazon has Twitch is because of the video player, which is what they've used to build Prime Video.
Yep.
That's why they bought it, is so they could take that video player and be like, all right, we just fix it up a bit, but it's way easier than starting, from scratch. So they have that tech, and they can just separate the tech from the company and be like, fuck it. We'll sell
all
this.
Of a sudden,
or they call the entire executives. All of them. Just get rid of them.
All of a sudden, Kick's mission to buy Twitch is looking a lot more possible. All of a sudden. Moz, what do you think is going to happen to all these bigger streamers? Do you think they're going to jump ship, or are they going to try and ride this wave out?
They'll be fine. Most of them might hit up Kick for a deal because Kick is retarded and Eddie's dumb. So they might, some of these big guys, if they're struggling that bad, they'd probably get like a couple mil each from from Kick.
How many of the bigger streamers though
they say that, but then Eddie's on his stream saying, "Oh, I'd like to sign this guy, this guy, this guy." So they say, "Oh, we don't want to sign anyone," but he's got a list of people he wants to sign. I honestly, I never believe anything Kick says. They've lied 10 billion times in about a minute. Yeah, that's the thing about about Kick is they're very within 5 minutes of having a conversation, it could flip. That's what it feels like. It just feels like a lot of their decisions are just boom, boom. So I reckon a lot of them might try and hit up that, but I think a lot of the big guys are actually fine. Where I do think it's going to change is a lot of the little guys being like, oh, so I'm getting fuck all from ads, getting fuck all from that. I might as well go to Kick. I think this is Kick's time. If they really want to do it, this is Kick's time, because the big guys, a lot of them probably will not leave to Kick, because of the fan base. A lot of their fan base is a very, oh, he said edgy word. I can't support that platform. But a lot of these little guys, a lot of their fan bases, they're fucking. That's where you find the edgy cunts, like still, right? They're like, oh, fuck this, fuck that, right? So if you get a lot of these little guys, and you're gonna have to get a shit ton of them, bring them over, and then start building them up. Be like, hey, part of the deal is you got to do some TikToks, you got to do some YouTube Shorts, you got to do some YouTube videos as well to help promote Kick. Give them some extra dollars for it. This is their time. This is their literal fucking time to take over. Stop worrying about the big guys. The big guys are just there for your millions of dollars, and then fuck off, right?
What I have a question for you in the big guys. How many of them haven't diversified their streaming platforms?
Oh, most of them are all over
Right.
everywhere. Yeah, because of Kick, it's the biggest it's ever been.
Does Kick even have? I haven't used
And,
Kick
and
in a while.
Twitter's
Does
a
it even have
platform
ads?
too.
No, they
Kick,
don't.
Kick doesn't have ads, and
Yeah.
Twitter is getting bigger as well in terms of streaming. I think that's
It's-
that's still a while off, but they are
I'd say
very,
They need,
very,
a,
very
they need a
slowly.
better. They need a better way of finding streams on.
Yeah, there should be like
Twitter.
a stream tab or I don't
Well,
know.
Yeah.
They need to fix a lot of shit.
The other
They
thing
need
too
that.
is the way they do notifications. Like you'll get the notification and you'll be out and about, and it will just take you directly to the stream. It's just like, just give me the notification somebody's streaming. Don't hijack my app. Take me right to the.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But Twitch, you only have to blame Twitch for the actions of Twitch.
That's
Twitch?
all.
Well, Twitch probably
Unfortunately-
had more controversy than any other platform this year. I mean, because you're not even
Kick.
taking into account. Well, Kick did have a lot of controversy, but I think
Kick had the pedo stuff.
every platform has pedo stuff, though.
Yeah, but Kicks
This
was like
was-
front page and being promoted
yeah.
by Kick, and they
Yeah.
had the car crashes and all the crimes.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's got to be Kick.
A dude
Unfortunately.
getting beaten up in the middle of the street.
Are you talking about Johnny?
And then all the
No,
all
I'm
those
not Johnny
ones,
Smalley. I mean.
Well, there's another one.
Johnny did all his streaming on Twitch, I thought, before he got banned.
I think he multied. Anyway, it's
Okay,
going to be interesting to
regardless.
see how it plays out. Anyway, next on the list, the Game Awards. The Game Awards. Nuck Nucks won. Jeff Keighley's. So last week,
the real Game Awards.
the really real for real on Richtofen Game Awards. I swear on Richtofen, this is real. Last week we talked about how Jeff Keighley's going full fine bros and trying to trademark the terms and all that type of shit. It has absolutely nothing to do with Craig. It's just not true. Just not true. But I also don't like the idea of Jeff Keighley doing this.
Yeah.
And as much as I rip on Craig and I think he's a fucking phony, it would be a shame to see his shit get taken down because of some homosexual act by a white Nigerian called Nuck Nuck. Right. But that brings us to the next part. They've also come out and confirmed that DLC remakes and remasters are now eligible for Game of the Year nominations. The Game Awards aims to recognize the best creative and technical work each year, irrespective of the format that the content's released. Expansion packs, new game release, new game seasons, DLCs and remakes or remasters are eligible in all categories. If the jury deems the new, and fuck their jury, by the way. If the jury deems the new creative and technical work to be worthy of a nomination, factors such as newness of the content and its price value should be taken into consideration. Right. Let's start with this one. Let's just work our way through it one at a time. Expansion packs and DLCs. We'll group them together. That's clearly just so Erdtree can win. Now, I fundamentally believe that Shadow of the Erdtree should not be in the Game of the Year category.
I agree.
Purely because it is not a game. It is a DLC. It's a big DLC. Now, there was the running meme that Elden Ring put out Shadow of the Erdtree, which is almost a new game disguised as a DLC. Meanwhile, Call of Duty put out Modern Warfare 3, which is a DLC that's disguised as a new game. Other way around. They flipped it, okay? So I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to have this in there. I don't. Now, I know Cream might disagree, and we're going to get to that part. Let's go for all this. New game seasons. I think this is just so fucking stupid. to have a season of a game. So let's just say something. Okay, Call of Duty, just because I said that, so it's the first one on my mind. Black Ops 6, Season 4, everyone turns around and goes, holy fuck, that was incredible. I wish they would do more of that. I don't think a season of a game can be nominated for Game of the Year. The Game of the Year has to take everything into an account, which is why the discussion around Helldivers 2 being a potential Game of the Year contender is an interesting conversation, because there's various parts of that game where I would say, absolutely, that deserves to be nominated. And then 3 months later, they'll do some update where I'll go, fuck, that was awful. What were they thinking? You got to take everything into consideration. This seems just like cherry picking.
Yeah, your live service experiences are also going to vary heavily from player to player, and I don't think it's a smart idea to make something that's encapsulated in player to player experiences
and
a standout for a Game of the Year.
And I should say, they already have a best live service game.
Best live service, yes. Best ongoing support. That's
which
fine. Put it in
older
there.
games are available, like Warcraft. World of Warcraft was nominated for last year, I believe.
I believe
right?
Warframe was too.
Exactly. So that is a game where that is a category for games like that that are ongoing. This. My thing is, I don't know fully how to feel with the expansion and the DLC thing. On the whole, I don't like it, but I also feel like fucking Erdtree really is just a sequel. It is a sequel game, effectively. And all they did was throw it on top of the existing game. I feel like that should be an exception, and you shouldn't rewrite the fucking rules, though, for the entire category. Because
would you say Blood and Wine?
I don't think I would. I don't think I would. You know what? And that's the thing. Is there not a category for best expansion, best DLC?
There should
be. I believe
be.
there is.
Yeah, there should be, definitely.
Well, there we go. Do that, because actually, for Game of the Year, there's a lot of fucking contenders. Like a lot. And you can convince the argument for any of them.
I'll be really quick on this one. But the problem with that, though, Cream, is because this year, if you ask everybody what they consider a contender for Game of the Year, about 80% of what they say is AA and not AAA.
True.
And that's why I think these rules are being changed, is because, yeah, I would say that overall this was a good year for gaming, but a terrible year for AAA.
Oh,
and that's where they're fucked.
I mean, even IGN is admitting that there is
even IGN. Okay, that's how down bad we are when IGN has to admit it. It's over.
It's a AAA recession. That's effectively what you can call it. It's the market for is receding. So for every AAA success we've had 2 or 3 failures this year that have been really big. A lot of layoffs. It's the worst game. It's the worst year in gaming on paper in history. But when you look at the games that we've had some amazing games. A lot of studios seem to be flourishing. Something like Saber, which was a great studio before, but now they're out from Embracer and they're able to be independent and do interesting stuff going forward that maybe they were being held back from doing. And even being held back from doing, you look at something like Space Marine 2, and that game is a beautiful fucking piece of art.
I want to ask you a quick question though, Cream. Like, with the fact that you have to own the base Elder Scrolls game to play Shadow of the Erdtree, shouldn't that be a factor? I mean, when it comes to an expansion, it's like, okay, hey, this is the Game of the Year, but you have to buy another game in order to get this experience. Like, it's not standalone.
I think if there isn't a best expansion, a best DLC category, and there should be.
Yeah,
I mean, every game's coming out with DLC, and not all of them are made equally. I mean, you get something like Erdtree, and then you get like fucking gobblegum packs for God.
Right. Because I want to go back to Half-Life real quick.
That's not DLC though.
With Half-Life episode 1 and episode 2, you did not have to own the base game to play those.
Also, you said Elder Scrolls instead of Elden Ring, but anyway.
Yeah, whatever. It's the same. They're all made by J.R.R. Tolkien or something. I don't know. I'm fucking it up.
George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, close enough. They're all
fucking R.R. Martin.
They're all African to me. I don't really care. What it really comes down to, though, is yeah, I can understand. I understand why people want this change, but looking at this, reading this, when you said it to me earlier, Lethal, I was like, I could see that being, up. It was a pretty fucking pretty fleshed out DLC where it really could have been a game of its own. But to change the category like this, to where like one new game seasons, there's no fucking excuse for that being in there. I don't
100%.
know who could actually make a argument for that that's convincing. I don't want to see that at all. DLCs and expansion packs, maybe, but to change the entire category, I think that's a problem. Like, just make a DLC award if you don't have one already. Like, I don't know if we can go and see what awards they have. I don't know if they have. I know we'll see the nominees tomorrow, which makes me think we're obviously going to get Erdtree tomorrow, but I don't know if they have like a list of these are our awards or because they just kind of say, oh, nominees coming out. And it's like,
I'll find it, but go on.
Yeah. But either way, Erdtree was great, but also, even if you snubbed Erdtree, let's say there's no DLC award, it's not up for any awards, the Game of the Year award would still be filled with some fucking quality if they choose the right ones. I mean, there is a lot of great fucking games, and even smaller categories are going to be filled with some really good games. Look at the fighting game category. Well, it's going to have Sparking Zero, and that probably will take it if they're fucking smart. All these categories, there's a lot of really good games that came out this year. So
I think the problem is
hold on. Discontinued categories. Best remaster was in a discontinued category, but they're bringing it back to be eligible for Game of the Year now.
And they got rid of Best Shooter, Developer of the Year. I don't know if there needs to be a Developer of the Year. That doesn't, maybe Publisher of the Year, because they put out, developers really are only putting out one game a year. The publisher will put out more. And Student Game, that's actually an award I think they should bring back, because guess what? That helps that helps younger devs as well.
Highlight talent.
Exactly. Yeah. And even if you put it just on the pre-show or something like that, it's still a big accolade that person can take and be like, I won an award for a game I made when I was in college. You're going to want to hire me.
I just want to say real quick, the thing that concerns me with a lot of the more mainstream game awards, be it with, the streaming side and the corporate side, is that there's no nuance to it. With these guys, they're desperately trying to push for AAA and their buddies in the industry and to keep paying for that access. It's very apparent. Whereas on the other side, you have people that are just trying to give their buddies awards and picking very niche things that very niche gamers played through, but not actually promoting what is actually good. And it sucks that we're in the middle. Like, why would a remaster, like in film, like imagine if they gave awards to the best remasters. Some of the best film remasters happen and nobody takes notice because they go right to Blu-ray or, 4K Blu-ray or even DVD. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me that a remaster should ever be eligible. It's just,
even with remakes for films, there's a lot of times that a remake of a film will be very, very good. Like, for example, like a year or two ago, it was All Quiet on the Western Front.
Al Pacino
was a remake.
Scarface, The Thing, The Fly.
The Thing.
Yeah. The Fly. Yeah.
Al Pacino, Scarface, to this day, people go, wait, that's a remake? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's why
it's almost exactly the fucking same as well.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a good remake. The Thing is probably the best example.
Yeah.
But All Quiet on the Western Front was nominated for an Oscar. I think part of the reason it didn't win that Oscar was because it was a remake of a film that did win Best Picture at the Oscars when it originally came out in the 1920s or 30s. Sorry, it came out right before World War II. But yeah, why is the fuck every game has expansions and DLCs and they're getting bigger and more complex? Why do we not have that as a category? This should have been done 3 or 4 years ago at the very latest.
Well, having remasters and
Disconis is wrong. The thing there, There was a thing
Right.
from the 1950s.
Oh yeah. There's like 4 Thing
Yeah.
movies.
There's 3.
There's
three.
4 things.
No, there's 4 because he remade it again.
Wait. Hold up.
Yeah,
When was it remade again?
Oh, 2000 and
No, there was a prequel movie that was called The Thing, but it was a prequel to the 1980 John Carpenter movies.
So there's the original, the remake, and then the prequel to the remake.
Yeah, there's a prequel to the remake,
jeez.
and then there's the
That
video
hurts.
game that's a sequel to the movie. So there's
Oh,
there you
fuck my
go.
life.
there's a
What the
prequel and
fuck?
a film prequel and then a video game sequel, but all 3 of them are called The Thing. Everything around John Carpenter's The Thing is just called The Thing.
The
blankly.
Thing. It's just one
Yeah.
The Thing.
Fuck you, John Carpenter. I don't give a shit if you're a good director and a good composer at the same time, which nobody ever talks about, do we?
No one does.
We don't
no.
talk about that he's a great composer as well. Fuck you, John Carpenter. You can suck my balls. You can take your
Us?
Halloween theme and play it while I fuck you in the ass.
Dude,
Hey,
he
boy.
2024 John Carpenter just looks like somebody wearing a special effects mask.
There's fucking video of him he's at like some concert that he's doing, and it's sold out to fuck. He gets up on stage, and it's like an intermission between his sets, and he just grabs the microphone and says, "Horror movies will never die," and then just starts playing the Halloween theme song. And the whole crowd loves it. It's fucking awesome.
They're mosh pitting to the Halloween. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
But anyway, where was that? So remakes and remasters. We don't think these should be eligible for Game of the Year nominations.
I think remakes can. Like I will say, like I was talking about earlier with Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 expands upon the original game. The original game's 20 years old, and there's a mystery within the game to solve that gives clarity to what the game is. The original game was about 8 to 10 hours. This is 16 to 20 hours, depending on what you do, and things happen differently and the combat's changed. I would be willing to nominate Silent Hill 2 as a Game of the Year because of what it does and how it redesigns things and how it actually is pretty fucking terrifying, especially compared to the old game, which I thought was terrifying at the time. And this one actually, this is the most scary I've seen a mainstream game ever. It achieves a lot. I think there's merit to nominating something like that or Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is a different game than the Resident Evil 4 that came out during the GameCube. I mean, it's designed differently. There are things that are laid out the same, but it takes itself far more seriously. It changes the tone. It changes some of the design. The AI is updated. I think remakes definitely should be considered, but I think they need to have a bit of scrutiny attached as well.
Well, here's the thing. You know how earlier I said they've added DLC so that way they can put Erdtree in, so that way they can kind of just sweep them off of AAA? This here, I will bet every sperm in my fucking ball sack that this is to defend Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is so that way they can have it there.
For sure, but Rebirth is a different game than Final Fantasy VII. I mean,
well, I don't want to say that it's also a season.
I don't know. I don't know, but season.
It's not a full game. It's closer to DLC then.
It's Rebirth is a full game, but it's a part of an incomplete story. It should never have been released the way it was. The problem with the Final Fantasy remake is that they've bloated it out to segment it, and that's where I get critical of it.
Remakes and remasters is way more reasonable than the rest of this, and
I think remakes and remasters need to be separated. I don't think it's fair to lump them together because with a remake, sometimes far more work goes into a remake, whereas a remaster is updating textures and updating graphical sliders.
I would also be fine with them doing a best remake and a best remaster award.
Yeah, that's cool.
They already fill the awards with so much bullshit that no one cares about. It's good to take these games that are actually good, actually quality, maybe not good enough to be Game of the Year, but still good enough to be recognized. And
remakes change the mechanics, remasters don't. When you do a remaster, you're leaving the mechanics intact for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, give a best remake, a best remaster award.
Silent Hill 2 has a completely different combat system. It adds, it doesn't subtract. It makes meaningful changes. It's completely different graphics. Some of the parts are different, but not in a way that's infuriating. Same thing with like Resident Evil 4 and Final Fantasy 7
Yeah.
Rebirth. Like, again, the combat system is entirely different. It's not like they reskin the game. A remaster is, hey, we've reskinned the game, and in certain cases we've done quality of life improvements, like the text moves faster, or
even if you did take those and make those two categories, it doesn't stop something like Silent Hill 2 winning, you know.
But what I'm saying is, I think remakes should be allowed to be in best game category. I think remasters need to be exempt, because what a remaster is very minimal compared to what a remake is.
I guess, yeah.
Because it's like again, if you're like, well, we have like John Carpenter's a thing, right? It comes out and they have the Saturn Awards. If the Saturn Awards says, it's ineligible for best sci-fi horror picture, again, assume it's 1982. That would be bothersome, because it was probably the best sci-fi horror movie of that year.
I still don't think it should be there, and I think
I can accept.
I think this is just there to fucking cover for it.
I agree with you, Lethal, but I still think that remakes and remasters shouldn't be lumped. I think they should be separated. I think remakes should have higher credibility than remasters.
I kind of get where Extra's. I actually kind of agree with Extra on this. Remakes, remasters. Yeah, it's just a fucking new coat of paint. It's like upscaling a film to 4K and being like, here's an Oscar for that. Like,
right? They've re-released The Last of Us, or they've released The Last of Us 1 three times now.
Oh shit, The Last of Us 2. Oh no.
Well, yeah, The Last of Us 2 got, and the crazy part is they added haptics to The Last of Us Part 2 for its backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5. The Last of Us 2 remastered was one of those unnecessary remasters ever. And that's a case where they've literally they've changed none of the level design, none of the dialogue, none of the sound. All they've done is add a fresh coat of paint, done a texture pack, and then give us $50, or was it $60? I can't remember.
Wait, did that come out this year though? The Last
of
Us 2?
It did, and then Horizon came out this year as well.
Again?
Yeah, remember they did Horizon Zero Dawn as a remaster. Granted, that one's at least a little bit more. There was a bit more work that went into that, and if you own the original game, it's $10 to upgrade, which.
I think Last of Us 2 also did something similar, but you're still...
Yeah, they did. That was...
Point's right, though.
Yeah.
But I just think all of this is just to help cover for AAA had one of the worst years in history. And
it was the worst year in history.
It probably is actually the worst, yeah. Whereas things like AA, they boomed, man. We all saw them boom.
AA's been booming since last year, really, I think, was the big year for AA.
I think this. Well, I mean, we could argue, but I feel this year was a bit bigger for them.
Power World,
Helldivers, whatnot. But we shall see. We shall see. But I just think all of this was just a cover for fucking AAA.
Yeah,
and I think this whole event's gonna be dog shit. What do you think, Moz? You've been a bit quiet on this one.
Jeff Keighley.
Jeff Keighley.
Any other thoughts about Jeff Keighley? Or...
Yeah,
he's a racist.
What?
Oh shit! you have proof, right?
No, just
you
like
don't
he
need
doesn't.
Proof?
Don't need proof. I can see it in his eyes.
I can see the hate in his eyes.
That's your proof. He has racist eyes.
I can see the hate in this man's eyes. Let's go ahead and have a look at him. There he is. This is a hateful man.
Tell me that he's an early 2000s gamer. You fucking know he's a racist.
One eyelid more open than the other. Did he have a stroke or something? What the fuck is going? Look at his fucking eyes, dude. They look fucked.
He looks like he's like, what you'd expect at the end of Face Off. It's like he's got like Phil Spencer's face now. But he's wearing.
Oh my god! Face Off with Phil Spencer and Jeff Keighley. It's Phil Spencer, but with Jeff Keighley's face. But that's Jeff Keighley with Phil Spencer's face.
No. Gotta be Hideo Kojima.
You gotta add Todd.
Yes. No, Kojima and Todd do face.
No, they're in the post credits.
They're in the post credits. It's Kojima and Todd. He looks sad.
Wouldn't you be fucking sad?
No,
too?
he does look a little racist, though. I'm not gonna lie. He looks like he yells at Mexicans who work at Starbucks because they mess up his name on his cup.
He looks like he comes into Jono's room at the like odd hours to tell the woman in the closet to shut the fuck up.
He definitely
Oh,
gets his
boy.
jackets a lot
He
cheaper,
looks like
too.
he calls ICE on random Hispanics who live in his neighborhood. And he's just like, I don't know. He's mowing his lawn at 12 on a Saturday. Who does that?
At least I'll know who to blame when it happens to me.
Oh,
I'd fucking
jeez.
report you for that.
All right. Let's move on. So there is a few things I really want to cover today. We got quite a bit here, but I don't think we're going to get through all of it today. That's all right. We can do some of it tomorrow. But there is some stuff we got to do. Now, this one is a new Sony patent that I feel kind of went under the radar a little bit. And I only discovered this morning accidentally while looking for other shit. And I can only find like 2 or 3 outlets that have done articles about this. But there's a new Sony patent that is interesting. So there's all this fucking crap, blah, 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 blah. But we'll just start with fucking this one, and then Extra can help explain it.
Yeah.
So Sony's new patent adjusts the game settings based on real world. Sony has patented a new type of gaming adjustment algorithm that will cater to the gamer based on real world factors. This system could function based on information gathered from your mobile device. Okay, that's a concern. This patent has been dubbed controlling game state. Jesus. Sony's new game system will adjust factors like difficulty level, in-game visuals, brightness, colors, and frame rate. It seems as though this new system will aim to provide a more dynamic experience to gamers, catering to their current state. For example, a game's difficulty may increase or decrease based on your environment, the time, etc. It appears as though the player might be tired when the game's difficulty will decrease. Sony has argued that the current setting system and difficulty adjustments are too fixed and they don't adequately adjust to the player's individual needs. Okay. While this may be the case, it may not be ideal to offer Sony free reign over such personal information. You know, the company that routinely gets hacked and has all their employees and customers' data leaked and people's PlayStations get fucking bricked. Anyway, apparently the system may even suggest games based on your stress level. You're going fucking nuts. You're about to smash your head in the wall. Time to get on the camo grind. This means that the games will be classified as either exciting or relaxing. While that's a nice idea in principle, I think it's a nice idea in principle to just go and buy a game that you think will calm you down or a game that you want to sweat in based off your own individual taste. It may also be better if Sony didn't have access to that data, lest they become the subject of a data breach. Again, it seems that Sony has been busy lately, having just released the PS5 Pro, a scam. They've also patented a unique game rewind feature that you can read more about. Don't just take a word for it. Yada, 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 yada. So here it all is here. This is the patent. It's all there. Cream, this is bad, right? This is bad. I know Extra's done a little bit more digging on this, but Cream, this is bad.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
The government.
of the connecting to your. Well, no, I'm not a big fan of the government. Obviously, I don't want to pay my taxes. I'm really reluctant. I just kind of huff and puff at the tax office. I go, and then I walk out like a toddler being told he has to eat his broccoli. This is actually, it really fucking concerns me because then it takes away one of my favorite parts of gaming, which was when I was a kid playing something over and over and over and over again, and you keep fucking losing, right? And you start getting angry and you probably rage quit a couple times or you move on to something else. But eventually you do come back because it's like, I have to climb that mountain. And you do end up beating it. It is kind of an important lesson for people to learn. And if you can learn it through gaming, it's going to make life a lot easier. I mean, you can't just quit. And in real life, shit doesn't just lower. That's one of the benefits about gaming, I think, with having kids play games that are difficult is no. Don't let them lower the difficulty. Let them keep playing and playing and playing. And if they fail, they fail. But eventually they won't. And they will overcome that. And that is something they can take and apply to the rest of their life. Without that, you're just left with people always beating. Because you could just you're gonna lose a couple times, and then it's gonna be like, oh no, they're gonna turn off the console for a bit. Oh, we got to keep them on for longer, which is what this is. The goal is to keep you on the PlayStation 24 hours a fucking day if possible. And so then they lower the difficulty and up your stats even and do shit like that, and then they allow you to win, and you really don't achieve anything. I know a lot of it is with gaming, people are like, well, you're just sitting there doing nothing. Well, fuck, you really are just sitting and watching a fucking having the easiest time of your life. If you like, what's the point of playing the game if there's not a level of difficulty? That's why people love multiplayer games so much. It's because there is that random level of difficulty that, yeah, maybe you're just going to destroy people for a bit, but then that one guy with a fucking massive cock comes in and just fucks your day up in COD, right? And we all fucking hate when that happens. But then, there's eventually the time where you beat that person. It's like, oh shit, now I'm the big dick in town.
Yeah, just look at
I'm the big bad booty daddy. Sorry, what?
Look at Elden Ring. It was the most popular game, and it's because of its challenge. No one gives a fuck about the Elden Ring story, like most people. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's literally
Lethal. We don't give a
so
fuck.
many.
You just stopped being a gay boy talking about millennia.
Yeah, bitch. There's a lot of channels dedicated to the story, but overall, it was the challenge of the gameplay. So if you're just making games like that, because that's going to affect those types of games as well, it doesn't seem like it's just going to be their games. It feels like it's going to be all games, which is shit. Because why is it a new trend to make fucking games for brain dead fuckheads? Look at zombies. Look how fucking watered down and easy zombies has become because of
Black Ops 6 zombies?
Yeah, Black Ops 6 zombies, Cold War. They're just making everything so easy now. And
yeah, I said before, when I played the Monster Hunter beta, the fact that you can call in NPCs to help, I'm like, I don't think people are going to like that, man. But there is definitely this push to make things a lot easier. But I think in regards to this pattern, though, I think Cream hit the nail on there. This is just to keep you on the fucking console.
I put another thing in the chat that's relevant to this.
If they're making it easier, because they said when you're tired, it's going to play easier, that's fucking shit. You should get wrecked and then have to go to bed.
This isn't anything new, and Sony has done this in the past where they've patented things. Remember last year they patented, maybe it was earlier this year, maybe I'm mistaken, but they patented that whole thing where the game would autoplay for you. Remember that?
Yes.
Yep.
And what have they done with that? And so one of the things that I need to preface all this with is that dynamic difficulty is not a new thing. It goes all the way back to games like God Hand. Resident Evil 4 had it. Not the remake, the original. Max Payne has always had dynamic difficulty. Even Bethesda tried to integrate it into some of the Elder Scrolls games. I think both Oblivion and Oblivion had it. Morrowind didn't. Anybody can file a patent, whether it goes anywhere. And prior to this, I was saying that game state typically refers to something else. It's not what they're calling. What they're referring to here, where they're talking more about the conditions of the game, not a rendering technique. GameScape normally talks about a rendering technique that's used, which you see as the game state. So I was thrown off initially and digging into this, but it just seems like they're trying to patent a lot around dynamic difficulty, and how far they go with that is going to be questionable. Nintendo, I thought, had tried to do this actually during the Wii of all places, where the weather channel and the time of day would have had impacts and implications on things in the game. Like the real world weather would show up and affect certain games. Same thing with the time of day. So I'm curious if they're going to run into Nintendo already having patented some of this. I can do some homework on what they patented. I think this is just a pie in the sky thing, and I don't think it's ever going to go anywhere, because just the development costs are already bloated. What benefit does this have? And most people don't even like dynamic difficulty. If you ask anybody that plays Mario Kart, the thing that they dislike is the rubber banding AI.
Mm-hmm. But I think Cream had a good point, though. This is to keep you on the console, and the fact that this will suggest games to you based off your mood.
Well, check out the other patent they had, which I think they actually will do something with that will keep people on the console.
PlayStation Rewind?
Yeah. So this patent was also filed in the last week, and nobody's talking about it either.
Sony is looking to patent a game-changing controller feature that would allow PlayStation users to rewind their progress at any point.
Yeah.
What? So it's a do-over button.
Basically, like save states function, or in emulation. A lot of games that are in emulation now. This worries me because are they going to come after those that have built this in other games? Like a lot of what comes out of limited run games when they do their remasters, love them or hate them. Digital Eclipse also puts rewind in a lot of their games. Can they actually patent this? I don't know. But I will say on my DualSense, when I do play PlayStation, I never use that button for captures.
Oh my gosh, the possibilities with this. Imagine you're in like a fucking boss fight fighting a dragon and you think it's gonna stomp on you, so you like fucking dodge away, but it breathes fire. And you go, oh, rewind, because he's gonna breathe fire, not stomp. So I'll rewind and just fucking take a step forward instead, and I've dodged his attack.
It could make Souls games accessible for casuals. I would
fuck that. Even can you imagine this with Halo 2? Imagine this with fucking Halo 2. Walk around the corner, jackal snipe, bang! Go, there's a jackal around that corner. Don't peek it.
Do you think it's gonna work? I'm maybe not at beginning, but you think their eventuality is like what they want to get it to work like is like in
Sands
Forza
or Forza,
Forza, where you go off the track. Oh, I just rewind.
Yeah, Microsoft's done it for years.
But they've done it in like one game. That's the difference. It's in Forza. It is not in, COD or like single
patents
player,
though. I guess my point that I'm getting is patents are hard to track as being legitimate because anybody can file a patent or anybody can file a copyright too. Good example, Chris Chen copyrighted Sonichu in the state of Virginia.
But if Sony's doing it, it kind of shows you, say, the next God of War, what they want to. You know what I mean? It kind of shows you the state that they're thinking of their future games are going to be made like. So you're going to be able to do it in the new God of War.
God of War Ragnarok had a dynamic difficulty, if I remember correctly, as well. I'd have to fact check myself on that. But the game,
it's called being a movie.
It went from very easy to easy.
It basically it did go from being easy to very easy because any choke point, the game would respawn you with full health 3 feet from where you died. So when you're running through a gauntlet, there is no challenge because
don't you understand, Extra? He's a god. He should be like almighty in power. Like there shouldn't even be you should just be like fucking doing this and they're gone.
Oh boy!
Imagine that if you could rewind. Then it's gonna be fucked. I don't know. I just get worried seeing these fucking things because
one of the last things we're going to talk about today is Blizzard. So for a while, there have been rumors running around and speculation that we may be on the precedent of potentially getting a new Starcraft game, right? And over the weekend, there was more added to this. So let's go through that. Blizzard is hiring for an open world shooter, and it sparks hopes of a possible Starcraft revival. Blizzard job ad confirms upcoming open world shooter is in the works, and all signs point to Starcraft. Well, let's have a look. As spotted on Reddit over November 13th, so a little bit before the weekend, sorry, my bad. Blizzard posted a job ad for an associate design director innovation of an unannounced game. The description goes on in more detail. As the design director of innovation, you will be the vision holder and owner of key strategic innovations in an upcoming open world shooter. You stay current with the latest in development of both indie and AAA space. Devboy is quoted as saying, "Go a little bit out of your depth, and when you don't feel your feet are quite touching the bottom, you're about in the right place to do something exciting. The idea of innovating in the deep and excites you, balanced with pragmatic desire to turn dreams into reality that players can get their hands on and enjoy." So that blurb confirms Blizzard's plan to release an open world shooter. But what is it? In September, it emerged that Blizzard was reportedly making a third attempt at developing a StarCraft shooter, with former Far Cry executive producer Dan Hay, who joined Blizzard in 2022, leading the charge. The news came from Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier while speaking to IGN's Podcast Unlocked about his new book, which is Play Nice, The Rise and Fall and Future of Blizzard Entertainment. He says StarCraft shooter is mentioned in the book, and IGN's Ryan McCraffy asked Schreier if it's likely to actually come out. And yeah, it just seems to go on that blah, 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 blah. Jason Schreier shields his fucking book that none of us here are going to read. And it just seems to see that all signs might be pointing to a new Starcraft.
Just saying, finish Ghost, release it as a retro-inspired game, watch the money come in.
Yeah, I think we are going to get a new Starcraft. I think it's happening because if I remember correctly, when Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, one of the first things they actually mentioned was Starcraft.
They're gonna do a Destiny clone. That's my guess.
Ooh, what makes you think that?
Because if you think about it, Destiny is it's Diablo but first person, and how hard is it to integrate that into what you do?
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe something with Overwatch, but I'm sorry, I gotta go. Yeah, it's got to be Starcraft. I think
they
that's
did get a
more
Hearthstone
likely.
crossover.
Oh,
Brings that
don't
buzz.
fucking say that to me.
No,
you
they did.
fucking freak. I know. I don't want to hear about it. You fucking sick piece of shit.
What were you gonna say, boss?
They wasn't there like a thing where they come out and said that they're kind of abandoning Overwatch to make this game, and no one knew what it was at the time. I swear, like a couple months ago, they were working on a new first-person shooter, and I guess this is kind of being it.
What that was they were taking people away from the Overwatch team. They weren't like abandoning it, but they were just taking some people away to work
They
on.
were fleeing from Overwatch.
They were fleeing from Overwatch to make something which was an upcoming open world shooter.
Yeah, this would be it.
Sounds
So-
like a Destiny clone.
Yeah.
I'm still really worried about this though. Like
As you should.
Oh fuck yeah.
I don't know how Blizzard's gonna pull it off. And remember, Blizzard's latest release was a giant fucking clusterfuck. It was so bad they managed to fuck up 2 remasters of old games. They managed to fuck up the third one a second time. They fucked up Warcraft 3 twice. How do you do that?
They're only dubbed in the last 2 years as a World of Warcraft expansion that people were somewhat happy with. Because they had
Diablo
Dragon.
2. But Diablo 2 was
That
a little
was
shaky.
ages ago. That was 2018. I said last 2 years.
Was Diablo 2 remake in 2018?
Wasn't it? Like
I think it was
No.
announced.
It came out after Vicarious Visions got turned into Blizzard.
I
Albany.
didn't mean 1920, right? No,
it was 22. I thought
22.
Yeah.
It was 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you just fucking got away with it, Moz, you sack of shit. You just got away with it.
Because I believe 20 was when the Tony Hawk Pro Skater one came out. And Vicarious Visions, the studio that worked on it, did a good job with it. Were moved over to do Diablo 2, and then were moved over to help on Diablo 4.
Let's have a look at this. So Unreal and Unreal Tournament are available for free on Internet Archive. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The classic shooters Unreal and Unreal Tournament showcasing the original Unreal Engine from Epic Games are now available for free on Internet Archive for PC, obviously. So Unreal led to the creation of Unreal Tournament franchise, which became one of the most popular multiplayer games of 2000s, and quite frankly, it's the godfather, the grandfather, where would we be without it type of thing. If you're eager to revisit the golden age of first-person shooters, both games are now completely free to play online. You can visit the old Unreal website, and download both titles for free forever. And there was an EA spokesperson who made a statement on this. We can confirm that the Unreal and Unreal Tournament are available on archive.org, and people are free to independently link to and play those versions. What we have here is a spokesperson from Epic saying, yeah, it's okay to fucking go out and download it. We don't give a fuck. Go have fun.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Based Epic Games moment.
This is also a good moment for games preservation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Who would have thought? GOG, I can understand. I think everyone might have had that on their bingo card that GOG would take a stance. But Epic?
Yeah.
Based.
Also, too, it's a good move in light of, because remember when California was introducing the bill, and I said that was path to hell being paved with the guise of good intentions, and that they would do what they did. And you saw Steam change their tune. Yeah, you don't actually own your games. I would never have expected Epic to be in that position. I'm glad to see it, and I hope that it has implications on the decision Steam's making. You know?
Yep.
And I would like to see Valve say, hey, our legacy titles, at a certain point, we may discount them 100%. Like, it's no longer a case of if you download Half-Life 2, you're committing piracy, whether you download on our platform or not.
Based. Cream, you were going to say something? Sorry. Oh.
No, I was just gonna say this is great. Yeah, Extra basically said everything I was thinking, and a little bit more stuff. Yeah.
Don't worry, Cream. I got something just for you here.
Oh, you forgot about Moz. God damn it.
Moz is fine. Leave him alone.
No, Moz is a sweet young man, and you've snuffed his life out.
Golden child.
A sweet young man.
He's a sweet young man. That's what all the grannies say about him.
Golden child.
They say
Like I was
all the
saying,
grannies
golden child.
All the grannies say he's a sweet young man.
Don't worry, Cream. I got something for you to yap about. Can you please read this title, then tell me how you feel about this?
I don't want to. Sid Meier's Civilization 6 comes to Netflix. Here's everything you need to know. Do you want to know what it is? All right. You want to really know everything there is to know? Okay. All right. It's taking the full version of Civ 6. Now, imagine the quality of Civ 6, which some people would say is a step down from Civ 5, but let's not get into that. All right. Let's take a game that runs well on PC. You can play it on consoles if you want, but you're probably a fucking retard if you're doing that. And now let's take it and put it on your fucking iPhone, because again, Netflix gaming only works on mobile. So we took the GTA Definitive Edition, which is less resource heavy than Civ 6. It ran like shit on phones. So what's our solution? Let's do a worse version of that. This thing will literally cause Chernobyl about 30 centimeters away from your balls. Okay? This thing is going to melt your fucking battery while your phone's in your pocket. It's going to be like the IDF is targeting you. Okay? Don't fucking play this. This is not going to be good.
Oh boy. Well, there you go. Are you feeling better now, buddy?
I don't want to talk about it.
What happens if it's better, like the GTA one? Remember, because the GTA one was actually better on phone than it was, and they actually updated it to the phone one because it was better.
Oh, and the GTA Definitive got a big update over the weekend.
That's
too.
bad.
Yeah,
You know,
that was to catch up to the phone one. Yeah.
I will say for Civ, no, it will not be better. You could say it would be better on phones because you wouldn't have to go through the 2K
Honestly, let's be honest, brother.
Actually,
it's just Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans runs pretty well.
They actually remove. Yeah, well, Clash of Clans is made.
It's made for phone. Let's be honest. It's made for phone.
Clash of Clans, yes.
No, Civ. It's made for phone. You get your army, your attack cities. It is the phone game. It's gonna be phone game of the year.
Moz, I want to show the footage of you trying to fucking play Civ. That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
I think I still have it somewhere.
Put it on.
Moz,
you know what? I would have done it. I would have done it a lot better if it was on phone. You know what? Clash of Clans has better instructions than that piece of shit game.
It has better what?
Instructions.
Oh, you fucking need them, don't you? Oh my god. I remember that fucking video we tried to record and Moz spent the entire time going, oh god, they got
you didn't even know what you're doing. You know, we did an hour and did nothing with it. You know why? Because this motherfucker was like, oh, let's go. Let's dip. And then we're like,
it would have been great for a stream though.
It would have
been great.
It was awful.
Don't worry.
Like,
I got something.
My sheep.
I got something that will calm both of you down.
Clash
And that is
Clans.
no,
Valiant.
even better.
Gosh,
I got something that will
we
calm
can
you down. Trust
we
me.
can
Trust me.
unite on Boom Beach. That's where
You
we
gotta
unite.
try-
That's it. We're
Trust me.
starting a drunk squad Clash of Clans clan, you pieces of shit. You fucking join, and I swear to fuck, if I see you not attacking the clan war, your mum gets fucking railed. So get in.
What are we doing, Moz?
Clash of Clans, Clash of Clan Wars. Let's go, baby.
Someone timestamp this so he can get the sponsorship, and that can just be the
Get
ad
it.
before.
Are we doing this, Moz?
Download that bitch.
Are we doing this?
Download that bitch. Come on. Should already be
Downloading.
on your phone.
All right, I'm downloading it.
I'm downloading Clash of Clans.
Now
Everyone
we
go
have to
download
mod
Clash
it.
of Clans. We'll play Clash of
We have
Clans.
Get on it.
Oh, jeez.
So
Don't worry,
you're not
Moz.
a
I've
virgin
actually
mother?
got something.
Judy, I'm gonna fuck your mother. Jesus
I've
Christ.
actually got something that will keep you very, very happy, Moz.
I'm never
And
happy.
Cream. Yeah, but well, at least it'll make Cream happy. Clash of Clans is installing. All right, here we
It
go.
is right now.
All right.
apparently. I got 0%.
We're doing it. We're doing it, boys.
Slackers, Carts of Glory.
Let's
Step
go.
into a wonderful world of slackers. Now picture this. You and your friends run out of drinks and the store is closing. Hop into a shopping cart, the ultimate eco-friendly marvel. Master the art of riding an unpredictable beast. Discover shortcuts as you pave your path to glory.
Oh, I'm in. What the fuck? Yeah, I love this
I'm
type of shit. Can you upgrade the cart?
Yeah, I want to add nitros to it.
Yeah.
No.
There used to be so many
Online
games.
leaderboards, Moz. You can grind
Let's
the number
go.
one.
Listen, I bought
I'm in.
this cunt and that cunt a game called Guts and Glory that's a better version of that, and neither of you
Nah.
have played it.
Yeah, but shopping carts.
No,
Shopping
no,
cart.
no. You got to boot up Guts and Glory. You got to finally
you
just
like-
try it. You don't even. I'm not
Right.
even asking you to stream it. Just try it. It's better than that.
Real.
Falling Saints. Cream. Slackers. Carts
They're
of Glory.
falling. They got shopping carts though.
Look at that. They've added new
Hey,
tracks.
multiplayer map. That's
Eight
good.
Look at that. We got first
multiplayer
person
shopping
mode.
carts. There's cars and roads and
He
trees.
picked up a drink.
Oh.
I got a flip. Nah, that's fucking lit.
Look at that, they got fucking seagulls. I don't see seagulls in any other game.
No.
The
there we
ba-
go.
Name a
basically
game with
the opening
seagulls.
of Jackass movie. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Basically.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and I'm going to smash my fucking face into this wall.
I'm gonna fucking
Can we-
die.
Can we have a game where Butterbeam just fights you in the hardware section?
Yeah. Yeah.
There we
There's
go.
better than shopping carts and Guts and Glory. I'm telling you.
All
Nah.
right, fine. I'm playing Guts and Glory, and
You
then
get to
Slack-
ride
and then
mods down a
Slackers,
hill.
and we're gonna compare them. All right.
Mm.
But
I'm
on that note, boys and girls, is anybody streaming a little bit later?
Not today. Not
Yeah,
today.
not
But
today for
tomorrow.
me.
Big
Does
day
anyone have
tomorrow.
anything they want to shield before we wrap this biatch up?
Yeah.
Shopping
Tuesday.
carts, guys.
Shopping carts.
Tuesday, I do my live shows. I'm gonna be working on it. I'm hopefully gonna have my vlog uploaded tonight. So if you wanted to check out TFCon, any of the stuff that I saw there, should be a pretty fun vlog. Unfortunately, I didn't get to interview any of the voice actors or anything, but I did get to hang out with fellow YouTubers. So go to youtube.com/extra0 and give me a follow over there. Greatly appreciate it. If you're into toys, Transformers, or collecting, do some fun content over there. I did a ranking video with a good buddy last night where we went through all of the Transformers Armada releases and ranked them best to worst. So that was a lot of fun. But I'll be live on Tuesday, and I might have something else this week. So that's it for me.
I can't
Shit, yeah.
believe they have a con for that three-eyed fuckhead from Dragon Ball.
Piccolo.
Yeah, Piccolo. What's this little gay boy? Little gay buddy?
You're
Free-eyed guys,
confusing.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Give
We're
me your
out.
nerd card, Cream. Like, there's
Yeah,
a difference
we're
between
out.
TN and TF.
We're out.
No,
We're
yeah.
out. Listen, look, you gotta understand. No, I don't think you understand how many Mexicans actually watch Gronkin. You're about to get your fucking house set on fire for what you just said, man. We're done.
Oh,
We're going to bed.
Who's Tien's little gay
Don't
friend?
worry about it.
Is
Just be
Tom-
quiet.
Ooh,
It's
Why?
Chaozu, since you don't.
I tell a doll Mex-
Prime.
Time to goon.